Rumours are Al Ittihad are back in for Mo. So on that, only in the last hour or so, stuff started to come out to say Saudi Arabian clubs are going to look to start the bidding for Mo at about 100 million this summer, and it could reach up to 150. Now, I'm going to be really honest with you on this. If I'm Al Ittihad or any of the Saudi clubs, I don't think there's a need for them to go that high. I mean, don't get me wrong. I want Liverpool, to, if they do sell, to get every penny they can get. But I find some of these numbers a little bit over the top. You know, why would they bid 150 quid for 150 million quid, sorry, for a player that has 1 year to go on his deal? I mean, you'd start that conversation a lot lower. Now, if you're Liverpool, you're going to drive a hard bargain, of course. But this is what I said to you guys yesterday. I don't like this situation that we've got three, let's be honest with it, 3 starting 11 players who are going to go into the last years of their contract. It makes me very unnerved. And I think it's questionable from the club's perspective, because whatever way you look at it, they haven't protected their assets. You know, now we're at a point where every week that goes by, the leverage in these negotiations is slowly shifting back towards the players in question, who know that they could just sit tight for a few months, sign a pre-contract and leave if they want. So it's a difficult one. This video is sponsored by Surfshark, the best VPN on the market. Surfshark is an app or browser extension that allows you to change your location to access websites in other countries and keep you safe and secure from hackers. Using Surfshark, we here in Ireland can access other countries' Netflix libraries or other streaming platforms like DAZN in Spain for all those important Premier League games. Surfshark keeps you safe and private by protecting everything you do online. Everything. When your device connects to the internet, all that information is, in a way, blurred out. Surfshark is particularly useful for keeping you safe from being hacked if you use public Wi-Fi. Let's say you're in a cafe, you're at college, you're out and about, they've got you covered. Surfshark allows you to use one subscription on unlimited devices, meaning you can share your account with friends or family or that neighbour who's a little bit cheap. On top of all of this, Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can also upgrade to Surfshark One, which includes the VPN, an alert system for breaches related to your data, such as emails and credit cards, and an antivirus software for your desktop. Our sign-up offer gives you Surfshark VPN for a little over €2 a month, and you'll get an additional 3 months free. Simply scan the QR code on screen right now, or use the link in the description and enter the code Anfield Agenda at checkout. I wish Salah stays and gets back on track, said Rafid. I got to be honest with you, Rafid. I'm at the point to sell Salah. I just am. Somebody please look into this for me, because I don't want to say something as a fact if I don't know it's a fact, but I only read this a little bit ago. Apparently, since the start of January, Salah's only scored 4 goals from open play, or 4 non-penalty goals in 2024. So, in 4 months. And I know he was at the AFCON for some of it as well, by the way, before people say that. But that's not great. If he's only scored 4 non-penalty goals in this calendar year so far, that's not, that worries me. I've got to say, it does worry me, because we looked at the first half of the season and it was a lovely balance between scoring and assists. You know, his average was 1 a game pretty much, or just under 1 a game of a goal contribution. That, as we seen the other day when I went through the stats, has fallen away a bit. Who's the top scorer and assister this season? These things really make me laugh. Take away the penalties from Mo and give them to somebody else, and then we'll have the conversation. Just because somebody's the top scorer this season, and has been, doesn't mean that he hasn't fallen off. It just means that he's got a load of chances and he scored some of them. But the eye test hasn't been working. How many chances is he missing to score the other chances? Like, I know people want to defend Salah, and I'm not here to shit all over him. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to say that he's past his best. And I don't think, if we're being honest with ourselves, anybody can take up the position that he isn't. You can say that he still adds a lot to the team. He still contributes. Absolutely valid. But he's past his best. And he's past his best, and it's going to come down to either give the man more money or sell him. And he is not worth more money at this point. He just isn't. And I don't know how anybody can feel differently. When you negotiate a new deal, you're given a pay increase. Usually it's because you're performing well and getting better or keeping at a level. This year, he hasn't. And also, there's been other stuff as well with Salah. I've not gotten past that picture with the PSG president. That always wrangled with me. I've not forgotten about the distractions mid-seasons when the contract negotiations have been going on. And we're talking about will he or won't he? And we're talking about will he head off or what is his agent saying? And then we're seeing the Saudi Arabia stuff. And then we're seeing... I haven't forgotten about all of that. All those distractions, all those media inches, all those headaches, all the stuff about him and Mane. Like, all of it combined, I feel like now's the right time to say goodbye. Because I don't feel like he's worth the commitment anymore from Liverpool. That's my honest view. Again, you have to say these things and caveat it with nobody's questioning his legacy, the fact that he's a club legend. That's all set in stone. I would never try to debate against that. Mohamed Salah will go down in folklore and will be remembered for everything he's done. That's not up for debate. But I want my club to continue to win. I want my club to continue to be able to challenge. And that's going to take some smart recruitment. And that's going to take money. And our owners are tight. So any way that we can free up money, be creative to bring in money, I think we have to look at. And if somebody's going to plonk £100 million down on the table for a 32-year-old with 1 year to go on his contract, I'm sorry, but I'm taking that. On top of the fact that it's freeing up a considerable amount of money every week off the wage books as well, which can be reinvested in other players. If he plays bad next year, sell him in January. He's not going to sell it. Like, people are delusional. Put yourself in his shoes. He's not playing well next year and you get to January and you're like, we want to sell you, Mo. And I'm like, fuck you. I can sign a pre-contract and leave for nothing in a few months. Why on earth would I let you sell me? I haven't signed anything. I'm going to run down this contract, sign a nice fat signing on bonus with somebody else, and off I pop in the summer. Be realistic. It's not an option. Why? He's not going to go, oh, okay then. I'll take a financial hit so you can sell me so I can go elsewhere because you don't want me. Be realistic, mate. That's not an option. Hypothetical scenario, sell Salah for 120 million, said Pranav, and other fringe players, total 40 million. Sign Reefer, Kudus, Mo replacement, Openda and Oitnuri. Pacho. There's a lot of signings going on there, mate. I don't know what the budget is, by the way, for next year, but I know, as you said, if you freed up 120 million quid there, that's a lot of money. Ahmed said, I agree, Mo did fall off a little, but did you see the clips of Núñez missing the easiest chances? Salah would have been number one for goals and assists. Look, dude, none of us are debating Darwin being frustrating. None of us. The only thing, like if this was a 26-year-old Mo, I wouldn't bat an eyelid. I'd be saying, nah, this is a dip. You know, but it isn't. It's a 32-year-old Mo. That isn't going to get faster, isn't going to get fitter, most likely. You know, you've got to be realistic about these things as well. And I'm not making excuses for Darwin because he has a lot of work to do and he needs to pull his socks up as well. But they're not comparable because Darwin doesn't have 1 year to go on his contract. Darwin isn't 32 years of age. And Darwin isn't the highest paid player in the history of the football club. So these are counterbalances or counter arguments to that. But you are right. You know, we've missed too many sitters this season. Darwin's missed an awful lot of them. Salah thinks about him over the team every time, said Stuart Edward. So I've always felt like there is brand Salah, and that is, how do I say this? Because it's very difficult to try and get this out. So let's say brand Salah and brand Liverpool have been really good together. They've both risen, and they've both been important for each other. Salah has undoubtedly added to the appeal of our club and our team, grown our fan base around the world, helped Jurgen to achieve what we've achieved. But there's always been, in my opinion, more of a, it's about me, about my legacy than the club. And that's only been intensified by the most toxic set of fans I've ever seen in my life. And I'm talking about Salah FC fans. The scummy, shitty, horrible accusations that get thrown around at people who give a criticism. And it was a little bit with Mane as well. It really, 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 really annoys and angers me. Because you're not a Liverpool fan. And you think you get to shit all over our club because they have dropped the player you love, or because the manager hasn't picked them, or the fans are unhappy about performances. Don't disguise yourself as a Liverpool fan. Don't pretend to be. Because if you're a Liverpool fan, you're a Liverpool fan, and you want the best for everything to do with the club. You want the best for the players, the manager, the fans. I've really, really, really struggled over the past few years with being unable to give a fair and accurate reflection of what I see with Mo sometimes. No problem when you're praising him. When you're praising him, everyone's happy. But when you dare call something out, the avalanche of accusations and abuse, and it's disgusting. And I know you will have suffered it as well. I'm not just saying this is all at me, but I've never experienced this before as a football fan. We all have our favourites. That's sound. I was an unashamed Bobby Firmino fan. But the bird, the club, the badge meant way more to me than any of that, because they're the consistent in my life. The club will always be there. The football team will always be there. Heroes will come and go. We'll enjoy them. We'll speak about them nostalgically. But I've never had this before. And it really angers me, because there's no comeback. There's no... Somebody comes on and says, you're Islamophobic, or you don't like him because he's an Arab. When you've said nothing about his ethnicity, his religion, you've talked about him missing a goal. And they're like, well, you never really liked him because he's an Arab. I never, ever, ever entered my mind to see him in anything other than a Liverpool player stance, as a Liverpool player. And I think that's disgusting, because they can say what they want, and it tarnishes you as a person, and throwing around these accusations it's disgusting. It's just disgusting, and it undermines the real hatred that exists in the world that needs to be stamped out. It breaks my heart, and it's happening all the time. So I don't know how you guys feel about that situation, but for me, it's tainted my time enjoying Mo. Because I could talk about Virgil van Dijk here, and I can say Virgil van Dijk's not having a great game, or Virgil van Dijk's having a poor week, and nobody's going to come at me and say I'm racist, or say that I don't like Virgil because he's from the Netherlands, or because he's I don't even know what religion he is, but because he's a practicing Christian or whatever. I hate it. I hate it because it means you think so little of your fellow human beings that you think the only reason we could possibly have a gripe with somebody is because of an underlying hatred. It's disgusting, quite frankly. MKN said, Salah is going to leave after this season, so we're all going to have to show love and appreciation and give him a good send-off, feck the negativity. Yes. Yes. I agree. Same with Klopp. These last few games now should be about forgetting about everything else. We know the next manager. We know who's coming in. We know the structure at the club now. I agree 100%, mate. Last few games, hopefully the players come out there and play with a bit more freedom. We've got Champions League football now. That's done and dusted. Barring a 27-goal turnaround and us losing every game between now and the end of the season, that's secure. We need one more point, I think, for third place. So yeah, let's go out there and enjoy it and celebrate these guys. Absolutely. I love that comment.